Eddie, how
Yep.
do you begin to explain that performance?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. We thought we started well. The first 20 minutes was a bit of nip and tuck. And then a couple of things went well and we allowed that to get to us and dropped our intensity off. And Ireland took advantage of that and established a winning lead. And again, tribute to my team that they're honest, they work hard, they came back in the game, fought hard when things were difficult. But congratulations to Ireland, they were too good for us on the day.
We've heard this before in the last couple of weeks, Eddie, aside from last week. You said that you put things right. You said that there's a grand master plan out there, but it must have felt like a massive setback. Did it feel like you were maybe going backwards rather than forwards?
Oh no, a lot of positive things in the game. It was a difficult game for us, but we still know where we're going. So I'm as disappointed as I am about the result. We still know where we're going, and we'll continue in a positive fashion.
Positive fashion, does that mean something's got to change, doesn't it, Eddie? We just, after the performances of the last few weeks?
Well, I think, the main thing we're missing at the moment is consistency of performance. We showed against France we can play at a very high level, and we've just lost that consistency, which sometimes happens to a team, and we're experiencing that now, but we'll get that back.
Hi, Eddie. Did anything about Ireland's performance surprise you?
Oh no, we thought they'd come pretty hard at us through the front door, mate. Given the previous results between the teams, we knew that they wanted to settle the physical states particularly, so we thought they'd come hard. We thought they'd kick a lot, which they did. And they did it very well, mate.
And tactically, were you surprised that Ireland hasn't played that well for 80 minutes in a long time? Did they get their tactics right against you?
Did they get their tactics right? Yeah, and the scoreboard indicates that.
Eddie, you spoke in the week about the noise around the team and compared it to rat poison. There seems to be a big disconnect between the team and the sort of the support of the public at the moment. What's got to change moving forward to sort that out?
Well, I don't think that's the case, mate. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if you listen to fans talking about it, you look on WhatsApp groups, you look on social media, it seems to be the general mood of negativity a little bit.
Right. I don't know, mate. I can't comment on it.
What's got to change in this team going forward? Last time you finished fifth, there was a lot of personnel changes. Do you envisage similar things?
Look, we need to assess where we're going. As I've said all along, we're going through a transition period in the team, and this is almost the natural time for that to happen. It's 2 years to the World Cup, so those things will happen, mate.
Can you just explain what you mean by the transition? Is that tactical? Is that personnel? Is that...
Well, it's a bit of both, mate. In terms of personnel, we've had a fairly settled team for the last four years, and it's natural that post the Lions there'll be a change in the personnel.
You talk about the Lions. I mean, a couple of months ago you said you want 20 players on that tour. Now you've had your last match with the team before the Lions tour. Where do you see that?
Well, I'm not sure, mate. I'm not in control of that.
Okay.
Thanks. We've probably got about 2 minutes left for questions with Eddie. Who'd like to go next?
Eddie, do you still feel like you've been able to get through to this group of players in terms of them understanding what you want from them?
Yeah, most definitely, mate. I don't think that's the issue. If it was the issue, I wouldn't be coaching the team.
So, what would you say is the main issue at the moment?
Just our consistency to apply pressure. Yeah, we started the game well. We knew what we had to do. It It was a different sort of game than the French game, which had a lot of ball movement, a lot of space. This was always going to be one of those tight attritional games at Aviva Stadium. And we started the game well, and then we let a few things disappoint us in the game, and we got away from that and allowed Ireland to get on the front foot.
Thank you.
Thanks. Last question, please. Okay, if we don't have anything for Eddie.
Tom, can you begin to sum up how frustrating, because once again players are having to come out post-match and it's the same old problems, isn't it, again and again that you're having to explain?
Yeah, listen, like, losing's never easy. And there's stuff we do need to fix. But I think that's the brilliant thing about the feeling in the group is, you know, we're almost there, but it's just not quite clicking, and we'll go away and we'll fix that. But yeah, obviously, losing is never easy and it's never good, but I'm confident that we're going to come out of this better, absolutely.
What is that not clicking? Is it the instructions you're getting, the way you're coached, the players around you? Give us an insight into why it keeps going wrong.
Listen, like today, we can't play, you know, well for 30, 40 minutes in an 80-minute game. We've got to be consistent and we've got to drive it throughout the whole game. You know, first 20 and probably last 15, 20, we were good. It's just that middle bit where Ireland kept rising, and, you know, individual errors, discipline, bounce to the ball, it all factors in. And it makes for a tough day, but, you know, fair play to Ireland. They played good rugby and got it right tactically.
What did you notice different about Ireland today from the previous times you played them?
Just clinical. You know, we spoke kind of previously about how the last few times we play Ireland, it's kind of about that physicality, and I thought we were there for, you know, the first 20 and probably last 20. It's just that in between, we probably didn't stay consistent enough with how we wanted to play. But also credit to them, you know, they stay clinical and direct, and that they played how they wanted to. So that's a credit to them.
Thank you.
Who's next? Any more questions for Tom?
Tom, Eddie's just sort of talked about it being a bit of a transition. You know, as somebody who's a young player on their way up, do you get the sense that it is kind of time for a change? Do you get a sense that these players are genuinely going to be able to answer those questions, or have they proved over the last few weeks that you can't do that and can't find that consistency?
Listen, we've got full belief in this group of players. You know, we've been pushing and working hard. Life, sport, sometimes it doesn't go according to plan. But the sign of this team is how tight we've gelled, and off the pitch, and, you know, on the pitch sometimes it doesn't quite reflect that. But the main thing is that as a group we know that. So, you know, we've got full confidence.
Do you think you've progressed as a group over this Six Nations?
Definitely.
Do you think you've got better as a group?
Yes.
Because...
Sorry?
Why do you feel you've got better as a group when you assess this Six Nations?
Experience. You know, it's never going to be perfect. We'd like it to, and, you know, we're working hard to try and make sure that doesn't happen. But, you know, I think experience as a group and how we're grinding out those tough times and making it better, I think is hugely important for the development of, you know, individuals and also a team. So yeah, there's always, you know, positives to come out of stuff like this, but obviously we're extremely disappointed.
Thanks. If there's no further questions for Tom, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gail.